Hello, this is Maisha from Stella Art Creations. Today I wanted to show you how I've been making these traveler's notebooks out of chipboard pad um, in elastic. So just a quick flip through. Here's the cover. It has 65-pound black cardstock and scrapbook paper layered on it. The first signature has a 65-pound black cardstock and then scrapbook paper and then drawing paper and then graph paper, and it rotates throughout the journal that way. Scrapbook paper, 80-pound drawing paper, and 50-pound graph paper. So to get started with this project, you're going to need your scrapbook paper. I'm using 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. I cannot find the book. It's from the Paper Studio at Hobby Lobby. It's $21.99, but I got it 50% off when Hobby Lobby has that Paper Studio sale. I've gone pretty much through the book and been making these journals. You're also going to need drawing paper. This is the 80-pound. It comes 9 by 12, and you're going to cut it down. All the papers you're going to cut down. And this graph paper is by School Smart. See if I can get it in there. I got it from Amazon. And it's 9 by 12 as well. So you're going to cut the cardstock down so that it's 9.5 by 8. And when it's 9.5 by 8, you will have, it will look like this. So just to clarify, you're going to need 16 sheets of each set. So 16 sheets of scrapbook paper, 16 sheets of the 90-pound, 80-pound drawing paper, 16 sheets of the 50-pound graph paper. You can also use copier paper. I just have a lot of the graph paper, so I'm trying to use up what I have. Now you're also going to need a 8.5 by 11 piece of chipboard pad. It's the same thickness as a cereal box, and I have a lot of these, so I've been trying to use them up. You're going to score it at 5 inches. So just so you can see, you're going to score it at 5 inches, 5.5 inches, and 6 inches. And then slowly bend it up because it begins to like crack a little bit, but I don't mind that because it's a traveler's notebook and it's vintage, and I think it adds to the appeal. You're also going to need 4 pieces, well actually 5, but we're going to start with 4 pieces of 65-pound cardstock in your color choice. I'm using black, and you're going to cut that down to 9.5 by 8 and round the corners. This is going to be the cover of your signatures. Then you're going to take another sheet of scrapbook paper and another sheet of black cardstock so that you can layer your cover. You're going to cut that black cardstock down to 8.25 by 4 and 7/3. 4 3/4 by 8 1/4, and then take your scrapbook paper and cut that down to 8 by 4 1/2. So let's get that ready for this. So the black cardstock you want to cut down to 8 1/4 by 4 3/4. And then you're going to need another sheet of scrapbook paper. You're going to cut that down so that the whatever direction it is, you're going to cut it so that the directions are facing 8 inch. So you cut that at 8. And then at 8 and then at 4 1/2. And that way your directions are going to run straight up and down and not sideways or anything like that. Just to make sure I did it right. Yep. So we're going to round the corners and then we're going to attach it to here. And these are scraps. Let's get rid of the scraps. I'm using the 1/4 inch side. Sorry if I'm all over the place. I wrote down the instructions, but I left them upstairs. So and I'm going to use my ATG gun to adhere everything together. Make sure that the print is going up and down in the right direction that you want it to go in. And then adhere it. And then we're going to round these corners because I forgot to do that at the 1/4 inch. And since we have the journal, we're going to go ahead and finish preparing it. I have this crocodile, the one that is long. So just like the traveler's notebooks that were laminated, I'm going to make 3 holes down at the bottom, about 1/4 inch from the bottom. And then in the middle. And then I'm going to turn it around and do the same thing. About 1/4 inch from the bottom, I'm going to punch 3 holes, 1 in each score line. And now the cover is done. For now, we can set it aside and work on the signatures. So again, the pattern for the signatures is 1 sheet of scrapbook paper, 1 sheet of drawing paper, 1 sheet of graph paper. Round the corners. And then fold it in half. And if I can find, I like to take my bone folder and crease it a little bit more, make it flatter. Stick it up there. Again, scrapbook, drawing, graph. And it takes 4 packets of this to make one signature. So this is the second packet. Oh, missed one. I don't know if there's someone out there that has already made these type of journals with the chipboard pad. I used to make them with the, sorry about shaking the camera just then. I used to make them with laminated scrapbook paper, and the ends would always, like laminated scrapbook paper, I used to make them out of that, but then the ends right here near the elastic would always fold in, so I didn't feel comfortable selling these. So I would give them away in my orders for anyone who ordered over $35 in my Etsy shop. I would give them a free journal because I just didn't feel right selling them. And they're pretty durable though. They did last, the laminated part. It's just the fold looked really bad at the top. And some people like to embellish their journals, so. Okay, these are extras, so I'm going to move them out of the way. And I'm going to fold the cover. And then you're going to continue with yours until you have enough for 4 signatures. And then you just put them inside of each other. And then load it inside of the journal. And I made the black, I actually made the black 8 1/4 by 9 3/4, so that it, because there's so many of them, they hang over, and so I kind of made it that way so it wouldn't hang over as much. So you want to take it, and you can use a pamphlet stitch to bind it. I'm going to use my long reach stapler. I actually lucked out. I used to watch, I still watch Lyric Lover here on YouTube, and she uses this long reach stapler as well. Well, not this brand, but same type. I got mine off at a thrift store, so I can't link it below, but I know Amazon has the same type of long reach stapler. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it inside of the cover and staple it. I'm sorry, I'm banging hard because my stapler, it's from the thrift store, so it doesn't want to staple sometimes, or it wants to staple jumbled. So make sure when you're putting your signatures together, none of them are upside down. that was pink. And just one more to go. Now you're going to set these aside somewhere so that they are out of the way. Signatures. You're going to take some elastic. Now, there's no details on this, but I either bought it at Amazon or Joann Fabrics. I don't know which, because I bought it on sale in bulk, and I don't know where I got it from. So what you want to do is grab your chipboard pad, and you're going to go up just like you did with the laminated traveler's notebooks. Go up through the bottom right up to the top right. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Then through the middle, down through the bottom middle, and then through the left, bottom left, up to the top left, now I would go ahead and make it tight, and then go back through this middle hole. Sorry, I'm trying to keep everything in the camera for you. Then I kind of just eyeball down to that hole and cut it. And then send this through that bottom middle hole. And I tie it in a knot. And then another knot. And then I clip the ends. Well, the ends aren't bad, but then I take this and fold it back on itself and cut it. I don't know how much I use, but I guess I could measure it real quick. It's 12 inches. So I take it and I put it in a knot. tied in a knot, then another knot, then I feed it through the hole in the middle. Then I put in my signatures. And there, you're all done. It's a nice book. I mean, you could use 3 signatures instead of 4, but I like using 4. So thank you for watching. I hope you have fun making some of these. Have a good day. Bye.